imagination, but what if they were right? How would the In case you missed the news on the Flat Earth channel, here's a quick recap. For thousands of years, the general public thought that the Earth wasn't flat and definitely not the center of anything. His observations led him to believe that our planet is orbiting the sun. In case you missed the news on the Flat Earth channel, globe are convinced thousands of years the general public thought that the Earth wasn't flat and definitely not the center. Do you know why the planets form in a spherical shape? His observations led him to believe that our planet is what the sun matter together. In case you missed the news on the Flat Earth channel, and as a result, matter wouldn't be the case for a flat Earth. Globe are convinced thousands of years thinks that there's no such thing as gravity. This doesn't work like there is because some mysterious force is accelerating the pancake-shaped Earth upwards. I don't need to increase the speed forever. At some point, you'd be going too fast. No? If you want some real science, and it would be, would be pulled to this from the center, the stronger this pull would be. At some point, it would begin to pull you downward, so you would have to start climbing. This would be the reason why you couldn't walk to the edge of a flat Earth. Gravity would be so strong around there that it would be impossible for you to make it. You might never face called Antarctica, guardrailing the Earth's edge. And you'd never learn. But at least you wouldn't fall off of it. There would be other side effects of this funny gravity. Instead of down, snow and hail would fall toward up. The oceans would get sucked to the center of the disk too, toward the Earth's center, leaving the areas around the edge with no air pressure at all. A flat Earth Australia wouldn't have enough oxygen to breathe. Here. But not for long. A flat Earth wouldn't have a geomagnetic field around it. This field, nothing would be holding our atmosphere in place, and we'd be exposed to solar radiation that would cause cancer and damage our DNA anywhere on the planet. So I hope you're able to find a life support system lying around. Now, let's get to those questions we've all been waiting for.
Tastes good.
What would orbit what in this arrangement? Would there be a day and night cycle? Or time zones? Every flat earther knows that the sun goes in circles around a pancake-shaped Earth, and so does the moon. They're both around 50 kilometers in diameter and act like huge spotlights. But let's bring good old science to the equation. If it didn't shine directly on you, it would look like those alien abduction scenes. No day and night cycle.
Social media channel
Alternating with
and to interact in real time with your listeners.
nighttime.
There's no way to fix technical
There would
errors.
be no time zone, no seasons either, but if videos, you'd be lucky if the sun was so much. Think of this, if the entire planet, that's because of how close it would get to us, is to death. That's because of our round Earth. We'd be getting only 1/3 of a regular-sized sun's energy. It's not enough for life on a flat Earth to exist. The lunar eclipse.
Preparation is key.
Flat Earth ends up between the sun and the moon. If that was the case for a flat Earth, this. So, if the flat Earth conspiracy, well, into other conspiracy theories. Unfortunately,
you want to ensure high quality video, then you can attach an external camera like a DSLR or an external webcam.
Let's get to those questions with this arrangement. Day and night cycle? Or time zone? If the sun worked as a spotlight, you'd see it from everywhere on Earth. Even if it didn't shine directly on you, it would look like those alien abduction scenes.
Instagram, and
I wonder where they got that idea from.
The short answer to this question is that it depends on the goal
In
of your
this
podcast.
system, there would be no day and
A great way to generate hype for an upcoming launch
alternating with
is key. First off,
We'd
if
be
you have
lucky
a
if the sun was so much smaller than the Earth.
using an online scheduler like Calendly makes
Think of
this
this. If the sun retained its gigantic, it would get to us. On the other hand, if the sun were much smaller than it really is, we'd freeze to death. That's because the flat Earth would have nearly 2.5 times the surface area of our round Earth. And we haven't even talked about this yet. The lunar eclipse. Flat Earth disciples believe in some kind of anti-moon that's responsible for these. On our round Earth, that was the case for a flat Earth. This is how those eclipses might look. True that our globe was indeed photoshopped and GPS devices were Earth as it was orbiting a flat Earth. It would burn down the entire planet. That's because of how close it would get to us. On the other hand, if the sun were much smaller than it really is, we'd freeze the area of our round Earth. We'd begin sun's energy. We haven't talked about this yet. The lunar eclipse. On our round Earth, lunar eclipses happen. Stopped and GPS devices were rigged for some fight. Well, that would open up a conversation to other conspiracy theories. Unfortunately, many people, including the flat earthers, are living in a state of cognitive dissonance. That's when their thoughts and beliefs aren't quite consistent and don't always represent reality. I mean, we are constantly exposed to pseudo-evidence that can support any theory at all, even if it falls flat with a bit of logical thinking. If Copernicus had spent 10 hours on YouTube watching flat Earth conspiracy videos, even he might have admitted he was wrong. And have you seen an Earth shaped like a donut? Well, that's a story for another What If. Might have overused the word round in this one.
Hello, can you hear me? Testing, testing.
Quality podcast episode afterwards.
Live podcasting is when you record a podcast episode live with a virtual audience, either over a platform that supports live streaming or on various social media channels like Facebook.
The answer to this question is that it depends on the.
It's also a great way to generate hype for an upcoming launch or event, and it's fun for you as a creator live stream, so any in-the-moment errors still can't be fixed, but with the ability to download
them ahead of time. Using an
outline of anything that you'd like to discuss and key points that you'd like to hit. If you have a guest, the conversation is likely to take twists and turns, but this gives you something to refer back to keep the live stream on track. Now let's talk about equipment. To live podcasts, you want to make sure that you have a good mic
because good audio quality. You don't need these, but it's great for you and your guests to wear headphones to monitor
any audio levels and any noise issues, your mic positioning, just to ensure the best audio, which is when your mic picks up the output of another mic. Besides a mic and headphones, you're going to need a camera.
Attach an external camera like a DSLR or an external webcam, and you can also use your phone.
If you have a newer phone, there are apps that you can download to turn your phone into an external webcam. If you want to learn our blog post linked below called How to Use Your Phone as a Webcam.
When you record a podcast episode live with a virtual audience, a platform that supports live streaming
or on various social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Should you do it? The short answer to this question is that it depends on the goal of your podcast. A live podcast can be better
way to reach new audiences and to interactions. There's no way to fix technical errors and noise problems.
I will record your live stream, so any in-the-moment errors still can't be fixed, but with the ability to make sure to schedule the event with them ahead of time.
Now let's talk about equipment. To live podcasts,
you want to make sure that you have a good mic because good audio quality can make or break a good podcast episode. Some budget-friendly options that we recommend are the Samsung Q2.
Need these, but it's great for you
of another mic. Besides a mic and headphones, you're going to need a camera. You can use the webcam inside of your computer, but if you want to ensure really high-quality video, then you can attach an external camera like a DSLR or an external webcam and download to turn your phone
into an external webcam. If you want to learn about how to do this, you can read our blog post
linked below called How to Use Your Phone as a Webcam. When you're ready to stream live, head over to Riverside FM. You can sign
up. Main dashboard, you're going to go to your studio settings.
Here you can set up any live streaming channels that you'd like to set up. For the purpose of this video, let's set up YouTube.
URL and your stream key. So head over to your YouTube channel and insert them into the Riverside dashboard. So now when you press record in the studio, you will auto on the Riverside platform.
With this link, they can also call in live, which is great for Q&As. Riverside will record the episode the same way it would a normal podcast episode. That way you can download, edit, and publish it permanently after.
You can also use the tools that Riverside provides.
Highlight worthy moments from your show and repurpose them for social media to promote it. At the end of the day, as long as you're creating content, you're going to keep moving. Live podcasting is a great way to reach new audiences, and with a platform like Riverside, you can reach
all of your different social media channels
at the same time. You don't need to invest a lot of money in content, then it's best to just take the plunge and hit record. Your audience will stick with you on your journey as you figure
for more media tips and tricks.
So when you record
and YouTube. Should you do it? The short answer to this question is that it depends on the goal of your podcast.
A live
great way to reach new audiences and to interact in real time with your listeners.
It's also a great way to generate hype for a launch or event, and it's fun for you as a creator to try something new. What you have to remember is that being live comes with its own limitations. There's no way to fix technical errors and noise problems in the moment, but if you use a platform like Riverside, then you can get the best of both worlds. Riverside will record your live stream, so any in-the-moment errors still can't be fixed, but with the ability to download locally recorded separate tracks, you're able to edit the episode in post-production before publishing it permanently. When you're preparing for your show to go live, preparation is key. First off, if you have a guest, make sure to schedule the event with them ahead of time. Using an online scheduler like Calendly makes this easy. Make sure to do your research ahead of time. Create an outline of anything that you'd like to discuss and key points that you'd like to hit. If you have a guest, the conversation is likely to take twists and turns, but This gives you something to reflect on track. Now let's talk about equipment. The live podcast make or break a good podcast episode. Some budget-friendly options that we recommend are the Samsung Q2U and the Rode Pod mic. Headphones are another great thing to have. You don't need these, but it's great for you and your guests to wear headphones to monitor any audio levels and any noise issues, your mic positioning, just to ensure the best audio quality. It also helps with audio bleed, which is when your mic picks up the output of another mic. Besides a mic and headphones, you're going to need a camera. You can use the webcam inside of your computer, but if you want to ensure really high quality video, then you can attach an external camera like a DSLR or an external webcam. If you want to learn about how to do this, you can read our blog, or if you already have an account, log in. Here, you can set up any live and insert them into the Riverside dashboard. Let's record in the studio about how to set up with each of the channels live on the Riverside platform. Riverside provides to repurpose your content. With a platform like Riverside, you can reach audiences on all of your different social media channels. When you record a podcast episode live with a virtual audience, either over a platform that supports live streaming or on various social media channels like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Should you do it? The short answer to this question is that it depends on the goal of your podcast. A live podcast can be better than a traditional podcast in many ways. It's a great way to reach new audiences and to interact in real time with your listeners. It's also a great way to generate hype for an upcoming launch or event, and it's fun for you as a creator to try something new. What you have to remember is that being live comes with its own limitations. There's no way to fix technical errors and noise problems in the moment, but if you use a platform like Riverside, then you can get the best of both worlds. Riverside will record your live stream, so any in-the-moment errors still can't be fixed, but with the ability to download locally recorded separate tracks, you're able to edit the episode in post-production before publishing it permanently. When you're preparing for your show to go live, preparation is key. First off, if you have a guest, make sure to schedule the event with them ahead of time. Using an online schedule
Sophie, what happened? It's not protect.
Prime Day deals, top entertainment. Allemaal inbegrepen bij Amazon Prime. De zachtste formule ooit. Beschermt nu nog langer. Probeer de nieuwe Dove Advanced Care.
An edge? I hope it would look like this. The edge of a flat Earth. There's something mesmerizing. The flat earthers sure have a great imagination, but what if they were right? Would it revolve around the sun, or would the sun rotate around it? And why would you never walk to the Earth's edge? This is what if. And here's what would happen if the Earth was flat. And everything revolved around it. Then Nicolaus Copernicus came around with his spanking new theory. The theory said that the Earth wasn't flat and definitely not. How would this even work? Do you know why the planets form in a sphere? Gravity. Gravity is what's pulling matter together equally from every side. And as a result, matter forms into a sphere. Of course, this wouldn't be the case for a flat Earth. Force is accelerating the pancake-shaped Earth upwards. I don't need to tell you that you can't increase the speed on a flat Earth. And it would be weird. The center of gravity on a flat Earth would be right here in the middle point. It would begin to pull you downward, so you would have the gorgeous 45-meter tall wall of ice called Antarctica. Gravity would also make trees grow diagonally on most of the pancake-like Earth, because they'd be reaching against the pull of gravity. All the rain, snow, and hail would fall toward the Arctic and converge and start to build up. The oceans would get sucked to the center of the disk too, and form one big ocean in the middle. A big concern would be the air pressure on a flat Earth. No pressure at all. That would be bad because people living in a flat Earth Australia wouldn't have enough oxygen to breathe. And if you lived closer to the middle, where the Arctic would be, you'd be crushed by the weight of the atmosphere. But not for long. A flat Earth wouldn't have a geomagnetic field around it. This field is generated by space, and eventually it would spill into space. We'd be exposed to solar radiation that would cause cancer and damage our DNA. And we'd have lying around. Now, let's get to those questions we've all been waiting for.
Tastes good.
What would orbit what in this arrangement? Would there be a day and night cycle? Or time? Every flat earther knows that the sun